Good morning. It is the Sunday comic book hangover show. I am Nate from Hollywood Comics, joined as always by Hagen from Lettuce Comics, and today's guest is 22 from 22 Comics.
What's going on?
Hey, man, thank you for being here. We kind of had to work on some scheduling to find a time that worked, but I think this is going to be awesome. Because you're awesome, but also because you just got back from what you said was a good convention experience.
It was very good. It's the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. Happens every year this time of year, and it's like I said backstage. It's one of the best ones in the state, and it's not the best only because I haven't been to Mobile. So, yeah, good stuff, good times, awesome. Great guests, tons of comic vendors.
That's what you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, cool. We've already got people in here chatting it up, so we're going to say good morning to some folks, and then we'll get going. First, as always, is our friend Eric from SideQuest Comics at 2:07 in the morning.
Yeah. He doesn't sleep.
He doesn't sleep. I don't understand. He doesn't even take naps. Like, he is against taking naps. I take a nap every day. One of the best dang blue wrenches out there, JSS Brooklyn. Thank you for checking in at 6 in the morning. Already dropping some links.
Police at my door.
Christina Payne is here, the other greatest blue wrench in comic book YouTube. Rich from Big Nasty. Good morning, Rich. Good morning to Stevie D, Steve Driscoll.
Steve.
Kay Munin. Up and Adam from Up and Adam Comics. See if I'm there's Doug, the comic collector coach. Good morning, Doug. Doug's been on the show before. Oh wow, my friend Chris Sturgeon. They are driving to Indy. I know where they're going too. I'm not going. There is a parking lot toy show at the Toy Drop in Greenwood, Indiana. It's always actually really good.
Oh nice.
I just can't. Like, I am so far behind in real life right now. I can't spend a day digging. Like, I really can't. It's rough. Lyle, holy cow, Lyle is up early. All the way from Canada. There's Chonko.
Hey, dude.
Justin Birch. Justin Birch Letters is going to be on the Tuesday night hangout with us on the FOMO squad. He is an actual letterer in for Image Comics. So I'm excited to get a chance to talk to somebody who works in the industry. Jason from Renegade Rants, good morning. Good morning to Matt from Matt Likes Comics. Good morning. Just a couple more Canadians there, Matt, and then Robert from Belazard.
Yes.
And Justin says he wishes he could have went to Huntsville this year.
I wish I could have seen you at Huntsville this year.
And good morning to Dan from Dan's Comic Corner. So yeah, that's true. Eric says, you look like you've been up for hours. I have not. I have been up for about 45 minutes before click and go here. So,
no, same. I had to get the juices flowing because I had not pulled any books. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I don't drink coffee either. Like, this is chocolate milk. So, like, I just put it in a coffee punch.
A man of culture. Like, truly a man of culture.
I appreciate and celebrate that, man. That is hilarious. I run on coffee. I need it to live as a teacher, but that is hilarious.
I thought about putting whiskey in it, but I was like,
it's a little early for that.
Maybe.
Daylight savings time, whatever.
It's true. Set the clocks back. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
5 a.m. somewhere.
Right.
Where most of our Canadian friends
I was going to say, damn near 5 a.m. where Lyle is. So 22, for the people that don't know who you are, do you want to give your you're stuck in an elevator with me pitch?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm a guy that's on YouTube. I talk about comic books and comic book accessories, and I collect all kinds of stuff from DC to Marvel to indie to horror to superheroes to whatever. I mean, I'm part of a podcast called the Comically Comics Podcast. That's kind of how this all started. Was I wanted to be on a podcast with two of my friends, and they couldn't do it, so I was like, F it. I'll just do a YouTube channel and then just show off books, I guess. So, yeah, here I am.
And I've got to say that your top 10 alternatives is always really funny to me, with your live shows that you do. I never ever have any of them, but I do really like the concept of like, this is what's hot this week, but if you don't want to get that, this is what you could get instead, and this is like a reasonable alternative. Um, but the thing that I really, really like most about your channel is your interviews. You are a very gifted interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
And Nate and I were actually talking about this. We actually I know very little about you as a person because you do such a good job of making sure that your interview subject has all the spotlight, and
Yeah.
you're like an active listener. You can tell that like you're not just waiting to talk. You actually are listening and responding to what people say. So I just I wanted to like wholeheartedly recommend, like, if you want to listen to a good interview, um, anyone that you do is really, really excellent.
No,
and I
thank
really,
you.
really enjoy that show.
I appreciate that.
Really enjoyed the episode with Hagen from Lettuce Comics that you did. It was really good.
No, all y'all were fun. So yeah, I look at it like this is whoever I brought on it. This is their time to shine, and like my job is to showcase them. Like that's my job. So if I feel like I need to like connect with somebody on a certain level just to get them to talk more or whatever, then I may share. But most of the time, it's just to like just celebrate that person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I noticed too, even on the Monday show where you're not interviewing somebody, I mean, you focus on what it is that you're talking about. Your commentary is very strong. You don't veer off into, personal asides and
Oh, yeah.
and like Hagen said, it kind of makes you a little bit of a man of mystery, like which is cool.
Yeah.
But this is your time to be showcased on the Sunday morning show with us. So you feel free to talk about what you like. If we could, can we go back to the podcast, because I am a listener of the Comically Comics podcast, which is linked in the description here. I put the Spotify link. I was telling Hagen, I listen on Amazon. I
Nice.
really like it. I listen on my way to work and my way back when there's a new episode. I have to push pause a lot though, because, and I do love this, you guys are a spoiler podcast. So if you're talking about a show, it's going to be ruined if you haven't watched it. I appreciate the warning in the front, but it also makes me want to get caught up on the show.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the podcast? Like how do you guys record it? Are you all in the same place? Do you do it remotely? And how often do you get together?
So we get together every Sunday night, unless there's like a holiday or somebody's got something going on. It's every weekend we get together. It's usually on Sunday. Two of us live in Alabama, one transplanted to Texas. So we do everything over StreamYard and record locally, and then we send the files over to Richard, who does all of our editing. So he gets all the de-essers, the hums, the ums, the likes, like he does everything. So he's the reason it sounds as amazing as it is. And so yeah, he cranks that out. He'll send it over back to me to put it up on a host site, and then I'll make a thumbnail and schedule it to come out every Monday morning at like 12:35 a.m. or something like that. So, cool. And then every Wednesday, the video version comes out. However, the video version is like, it's just the thumbnail all throughout. So it's not us. Some people on the cast are not as hip on being on YouTube as I guess I am. So
that's fair. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But okay, so I find that interesting. You record with Streamlab, and somebody's doing audio work on it, because that's what I was going to say. Is I listen in my car on the way to work, and I don't have like the best speakers or anything, but the audio quality of the podcast is really good.
Yeah, we meet up on StreamYard, and then everybody records locally. So, and then sends our audio over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of work. So
it is a lot of work.
He takes 3 audio files and merges them into the show.
3 audio files plus the laugh track, I guess, because there'll be like dun dunts and shit like that throughout the cast. And then like whatever our outro is, like whatever we record off of somewhere else that's relevant to whatever it was we were talking about. So yeah. So yeah.
Well, you guys have covered a lot of cool, like you talked about the Marvel Rivals video game.
Yep.
Obviously, you talk about shows that are coming up and movies and trailers and things. So if anybody's looking for another podcast out there, that's just fun to listen to. Three guys who obviously like to talk nerd stuff with each other is always fun. So
Right.
I highly recommend it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we have a great time doing it. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you.
So in addition to the podcast that you do weekly, you have, I know, one weekly show that you do every week, and then your Thursday show is not always weekly, but it's pretty regular where you interview. So why don't you talk about the two shows that you do?
Well, you mentioned earlier the top 10 alternatives. That's like where I take the cover price top 10. Well, Hagen really mentioned it, so we'll give credit to Hagen. But I take the cover price top 10 and basically I go through it and find alternatives to those hot 10 books. And I try to have the prices of them be like half the price of whatever, the fair market value is of that new book. And yeah, it was just something that I felt like there was not out there. I felt like it would be a really big hit, and it was something different because everybody was talking about FOMO and this, that, and another. And this, I feel like, cures that itch of FOMO because like there's so many books out there that are either cold keys or just people aren't thinking about or whatever else the case is, that like books, like once a book goes up, there's got to be a book that comes back down. Like it's just nature. Like somebody, your money's got to go somewhere else. So I took it upon myself to make that my job, is to find those lower books that either were hot like 2 or 3 years ago, or that could be hot because the rumors are that's coming up. And I feel like spec is like a double-edged sword. Like, yes, there's the flipping aspect that everybody hates, talks about, and stuff like that. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but what?
No, it's great. To each their own.
Oh.
I mean, I think that's funny. You're like, everyone hates this. Not me, though. I love it.
I love it. I love that kind of stuff. But like, there's also the fact of like some people, like, you want some of this stuff for your PC. So why should you sit there and wait till it makes a top 10 list and be like, daggum, I wanted that. Like, and now I have to wait however long. Like, I could be telling you about it beforehand and be like, hey, before this gets hot, possibly, you might want to go ahead and start looking at it because this is what people are talking about.
Yeah, and like, one of the really cool things about the top 10 alternatives is that like books become keys for a lot of different reasons. So like there will be first appearances, but also like sometimes it's just the cover art. And when you show alternatives, like a lot of us like consume this information as quickly as we can. We look at all of these covers, we try and find all of the stuff as soon as we can, but you can't see everything. And so there have been a ton of times where like you've shown off covers on your show and I've been like, I've never seen that before, or I've never heard of this book before. And so it's just really cool to just sort of even just use that to like broaden your own horizons. Like again, like I'm not the kind of person that focuses on like the value of a thing, but if you're showing a top 10 alternative, that already means that it's lower than the thing that's like hot right now. And so that's like a really cool way for me to see books that are like relevant to everyone, but that are also like really, really cool and maybe not as in the spotlight. But
well, especially for artists, because they pump out so many covers that don't get recognized, and then you have like somebody like we were talking about Mark Spears earlier. Like when he first started popping off, I was able to show certain covers because I was like, yo, nobody's talking about this one. Yo, nobody's talking about this one. There was some from Spawn. There was a bunch of like different covers that he'd done that nobody talked about. And I was like, hey, look, like if you're into Mark Spears, these may be things to look for. And it got to a point where I had nothing else. Like everybody had picked off everything, and I was like, I can't show anything else, y'all. I'm sorry. Like I can only show people that like remind me of Mark Spears, but his artwork is so unique that like there's not even a whole lot of that. So
right. And so many of his, because the covers that got hot are hot, people started buying up those ones that weren't necessarily hot, which drove their prices up. I mean, just his name is a commodity now.
Exactly.
And I say good for him. I really enjoy a lot of it. He did a variant cover for the latest Green Lantern that is so good. A criminal carrying a $sign bag running away from, and I know you're a Green Lantern fan. Did you see that one?
I did see that one.
Hal Jordan has constructed a monster truck.
Yes, yeah.
It's one of the Mark Spears, for me personally, I like it, but it doesn't always like hit. That one hit. That one had a lot of fun to it. So go ahead on the top 10 alternatives. Like, people in the chat play a game. So it's a slash out of however many books you've shown, and right. I never ever get to play. Like, it's always Marvel, it's always some spec book, and at the end I'm lucky if I'm 1 or 2 out of the 20. But it's
I think my record is 3. I was like, ooh, that was a good day for me.
Yeah. I mean, there have been a few times I've watched, and it's like, there are DC books, so here we go. But most of the time, it's just, I can see that top 10, and I know, well, I'm watching for the fun, but I don't get to play.
I'll try to put some more Lois Lane Superman on there and see.
Please. It's okay. But how do you turn it around so quick? Like, I mean, you have a real life. You have, things to do, and that list comes out on Monday, and Monday night you're ready to go.
That list, man, that is one of the most taxing things that I do for YouTube. The most taxing and hard things that I do for YouTube. That list comes out usually for me anywhere from 2 to about 4:30 p.m. on Monday. And more times than not, it's about 3:30 to 4:30 is when that list comes out. And so then I have like 4 to 3 hours to compile this list of alternatives. So
I did not know the turnaround was that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, like, kudos to you, man, because a lot of your picks are genuinely, like, really, really fun.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I use a lot of Key really Collector. Cover price is definitely my friend because I'm looking for the fair market values and stuff there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just I try to stay up to date with the rumor mill, and yeah, that's my life. So
that has always struck me, that like that night it's coming out, and like Hagen said, the alternative books you pick are good choices. Like, they match whatever it is, either the character or an artist or writer. You find a connection that is definitely acceptable and not as expensive as the book that's being FOMO'd at the moment. And a lot of those books, drop like a rock later on. They'll be hot for a bit. And I'm not saying they go in the dollar bin, but very rarely do they stay at that high dollar amount. There's always a peak.
They usually drop about 50%, like a month and a half after they've, if they've not been steadily on the list, about a month and a half afterwards, they drop about 50%.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I try not to chase those. But sometimes, and like you said, you like speculation. Do you chase things like that? Do you have the FOMO regret of, oh man, I didn't get that when it was cheap, so I'm gonna grab it now even though it's expensive? Or does the act of doing your show like help you kind of level that out? Does that?
I'm not the FOMO guy. I love dollar bins. I love 50-cent bins. I love cheap, like, quality is what I love. And so, no, I've never really been a FOMO guy. There's books that I FOMO'd over, or whatever the case is, especially like starting the COVID phase of like Marvel. I FOMO'd a little bit, and I actually made a video of like my worst spec picks ever. It was like my top 5, and I showed like how much I paid for them and then how much I've lost since then. And it's just like you just laugh about it. Like all you can do is get a video out of it now and just laugh.
I saw that one. That's great.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one as well.
That was a good one to like share the pain, and I think just be honest with yourself. You put it on tape. You have to be.
Right, exactly. So like I have, but I thought it was just something. There were so many people that were like talking about spec books and hot books, and so many people they're like, no, F that, FOMO's bad, blah, 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 blah. But like nobody was doing anything about it. And I was like, okay, like why can't we just go down the middle here? Like why can't we talk about these FOMO books, but at the same time be like, hey, look at these books, look at these books. So
there was a question here for you, and there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it was Big Nasty,
Comics.
I think.
There it is. How did you come up with your name for 22 Comics?
So, this is kind of weird because it goes like to sports. My favorite player in the NFL growing up was Emmitt Smith. His number was 22. That's been my favorite number since then. And like just the job that I have now, I was a 22nd applicant on that, for that job. Me and my wife got married on the 22nd because her favorite number is 22. And so it just, when it came to that time, it just seemed natural to be like 22 Comics. Like it's done me so well. Like why would it not do me well on YouTube? So, wow. And I didn't want to use my real name. I do use my real name on the podcast. So if you're that interested in me and my real name, then you could go out there and get it.
I know it, but I feel like I'm keeping a Clark Kent secret, and I'm into that.
Jamiroquai Sanderson.
Oh, Hagen! No! No government names! But yeah, I was trying to keep some animosity or whatever, and or not anonymity, and if I can even say that right. But yeah, I was trying to keep my name to myself because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how this would be. So his real name is 21. Dang it!
That's great.
I have no more names now. I have no more. They're all gone.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go to your local courthouse and get it changed. Maybe 23. Maybe 11 plus 11. That might work.
Well, I definitely saw Hagen light up when it was a sports connection. I have no scope of reference, but I'm very happy for both of you. That's really cool that you have that many like reasons for that to be your name. I think
22.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. When you said sports connection, I was like, sports connection. He's in Alabama, so it has to be football. I was thinking about like what players do I know that have 22, and the only one that I could think of was Emmitt Smith. And I was like, but what an Alabama boy like Emmitt Smith? Because the Cowboys are one of those teams that are loved where they are and hated everywhere else, like the Kansas City Chiefs are now.
So I grew up in the 90s though. And so, like, Cowboys then were like, it was Emmitt Smith, it was Jerry Wright, it was Troy Aikman. You know what I mean? Like, they were the dream team of football at that point in time. So, like, yeah, it was like one of the popular things to be like a Cowboys fan. So, yeah, when I started watching, I saw Emmitt Smith, and I was like, man, this dude is freaking awesome. And then, like, even his character off field, like, he was very, like, he didn't talk a lot. He was very to himself, and like that relates a lot to me. Like, that's just me. I'm very much a, to myself. Even with, like, the superheroes that I enjoy, they're very much reliant on themselves. They very much like, so like that resonates with me.
And so which superheroes are those?
My like top 4 are like Daredevil, Batman, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and then I can't think of the 4th one now. This is why I should write this stuff down. But yeah,
White
Daredevil.
Tiger.
No, not White Tiger.
White Tiger.
Rest in peace, White Tiger. But yeah, like I just feel like those guys are very much like they don't sit there and go and ask for help until like they need help. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like that's a lot like me. Like that's and they have risks. They take stakes. None of them have like you could make an argument for Hal Jordan because he's got the power ring, but like he's got to have the will to be able to wield it. You know what I mean? Like if there's no will there, like it's not going to work. And so that's kind of like I don't know. That's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that's a big deal for me. So
What era of Hal Jordan do you really like? Like I really, I have an era of Green Lantern that I enjoy, but I'm just wondering like what Green Lantern books are the ones that are really the ones that you like?
I haven't read like a ton of Green Lantern, honestly. It's just
Okay.
the idea of the character. So right now I'm on the Jeremy Adams Green Lantern, and like I love Jeremy Adams writing. I love what he's doing with Hal Jordan. Blackest Night is one of the ones that I need to go back and read. I think I've read some of it, but I haven't read all of it.
Yeah.
And so it's just the idea of the character. What I've seen from like, don't get me wrong, Ryan Reynolds, I know everybody squashes on that, but like from what I've seen of that movie, from what I've seen of like the Green Lantern cartoon, like just the core of that character, I'm like that resonates with me.
Yeah, the Jeff Johns era, Blackest Night, all of that is really well done. I like a lot of the old stuff. Him and Green Arrow driving in a truck across America in the '70s is pretty cool.
That would be cool.
But
Here you go. Here's some Green Lantern.
Oh,
Just throw a book up there.
that's just hold on. What is that? That's an old boy. So is this a pickup?
This is a recent. No, this is from my Las Vegas trip. This is issue 33. It was in a back bin over there at Red Hood Comics. By the way, that's an amazing store. Slabs covering the wall. 3 walls covered with slabs. I did a whole video on it, but it was $10. So, and he's like, yeah, it's because it's got a bad spine roll. And I was like, I can press that out. I can do that. It's complete.
Do you press your books?
I do. I press, I clean. I do all that, all the things. I try to.
Are you self-taught, or do you have like a guru, or how did you learn how to do that?
Self-taught. I've got there's a pressing book. Actually, do I have it near me? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. This is the one that everybody goes to. I do have this, but most of the stuff I got from like watching YouTube videos and doing trial and error on some cheap 50-cent dollar books, stuff like that. So yeah, self-taught through YouTube and this little book over here that does a little bit of help. And then Immaculate Comics on YouTube, fantastic guy. He's like an actual chemist, I believe, in real life, or was. And he showed me something here recently that I didn't know anything about. I have, with a certain style of book, I have an issue with what's called butterflying, or the pages, the ends curl up after you press the book. And he showed me like what to do to get rid of that in one of his videos. That was really, really hard to find. But I finally did.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I have not explored at all. Like aside from what I watched a video or something and saw, the list of equipment and I was just like, I'm out.
Now, see, and I'm the exact opposite, where I was like, oh, I could get a t-shirt press. Oh, I could get a tack iron. Like I could get all of these like gadgets and things and learn how to do it. Yeah. So
I do want to say it's not because I didn't find it interesting. It's because I saw it as something else that was going to take up a lot of time to learn and do well. And I am just personally like tapped out for time. So again, like there is yet another thing that 22 is doing, like that if we could, I know you brought some books to show and I want to see them, but I want to talk about one more, maybe two more things. The first is like you do you do a Thursday interview show, kind of like what we're doing right now. That focuses on one person, and you also put out like little haul and mail call videos. So like you've got regular things that you do, 3 pretty time consuming regular things that you put together, and then just the the every now and again, but again pretty regular haul video and just showing things off. Like how do you find time for all of it with a family and a career? Like it's work-life balance is hard. How do you find the balance?
My work has some downtime in it, and so I'm able to get some stuff done here and there. A lot of stuff I can do from my phone, as far as like whether it's like research or whatever for the top 10, things like that. Like I can kind of do that, as I'm doing things. My videos, I shoot them. I try to be a week in advance, like a week ahead. So like I'm pretty much done with this Wednesday's drop for my video, and then I'll record. I've got footage from the con this weekend, and I'll record like what I got this weekend. I'll do that real quick, and then I'll have the whole week to like edit that. So I don't try to knock it all at one time. And then I try to do stuff like it may be like after my wife goes to bed, my kids go to bed. I sit there and I crank out like 15, 30 minutes of editing, stuff like that. The podcast is simple. I'm watching the stuff anyways. And so like it's literally just us supposed to be sitting at like a dining room table, an invisible one, and like just talking about what we saw and just nerding out about it. Like that's all there is to the podcast. So I may write down like, hey, look, here's the first appearances of people in this, and this is where you can find them at. But that's a lot. Like that's not a lot of research. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would definitely say you guys pull that off. It is just like, and you do seem to have the role of you're the comic book guy, right? Like you're the guy who has the first appearance knowledge and things.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like you bring those in and you say, oh, this character that you just saw, well, in the comics this happens, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, and Richard too. Richard's read a lot of stories, and Jeremy's our newbie, and so like he's just kind of like along for the ride, like learning and stuff like that, which is fun. I love that dynamic of like,
yeah.
I feel like Richard's got some of those deep cuts. I feel like I'm like a jack of all trades kind of comic book, and then you've got the newbie with Jeremy, and it's just kind of like you get something from all sides with all three of us.
Yeah.
So. But as far as like how I do it, like it's like, well, I will say the collecting uncensored, I've kind of moved back to like once a month. I did feel like it made to where I had to break. I had to actually do that because I was running out of I was losing joy in doing it, is what it boiled down to. And I was like, I need to just chill out on this. Like, this is, like, I don't want to sit there and dread doing an interview with anybody kind of thing. And not that I've dreaded interviewing anybody that's come on or anything like that. It's just like, I started feeling where that pressure... Do what? Right.
Nice save.
I just started feeling that pressure, and I was like, I'm going to end up dreading this. I'm going to end up coming home and being like, I don't want to do this interview, and that's going to be a problem. And that's going to show in an interview when it's something, this is about somebody else. This is not about me. I'm just facilitating this. And so like, thankfully I was able to see that before it got to something like that. And I was like, I'm dropping back to like once a month. And if that proves to be an issue, then I'll just cancel the show altogether because nobody deserves that. So
that's, you said you were losing joy in it, and that's the thing is like, I mean, we're sitting here talking because it does bring me joy to get up early on a Sunday morning and to talk nerd stuff with nerd people. I just absolutely love this, and none of us is doing this for money. It costs money. It costs time.
It would be cheaper to not do this.
Right.
I mean,
right?
This has honestly cost me a lot of money, and I don't care because it is so fun. And I think what you say is true. Like I think anybody who puts themselves out there creatively feels a little bit of burnout, and I think it's cool that you recognize that and didn't like just abandon it or try to push through. You adapted to make it, to continue it at the level that you wanted to. So good for you, because man, that's a healthy thought process that I don't think a lot of people have sometimes. I don't know if I would have that.
I also think it's really commendable that you said like that's not what the person sitting across from you deserves, because like I 100%, I'm not like Nate. I 100% believe that like you didn't actually feel that way about people, but like sort of understanding like that there has been like a shift and like if this keeps going on like this, then it will be a problem, and like another human being that I'm inviting to do this thing doesn't deserve to have that experience. Like I think that's really emotionally intelligent, to quote my therapist. I do really have to commend you for that, man.
Oh,
I
well,
think
thank
that's
you.
really healthy.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That's about the only part I'm healthy. I carry around a lot of weight.
What else? You put out a video recently. It's in my watch queue. I haven't watched it yet. Of like a
You want me to
garage
spoil
sale
it?
find. No, I don't want you to spoil it. I want to connect to it. But I saw like toys and vinyl records, and I always like to know, like when we have people on, we're all obviously comic book guys, but what other hobbies do you have? What other interests do you have time for?
Oh,
But what are the other things that you're into outside of comics or connected to it?
this is a can of worms here. All right, first of all,
Yeah,
that
let's go.
video that video that you're talking about, I apologize. 6,000 times over. The audio is horrendous. I forced myself to put it out to remind myself of like, I can't let this happen again. Like, this is not my standard or whatever, but like, I want to be embarrassed by it. I want the numbers to show how bad it is. I want it to be one of those sore things where it's like, this is why you need to double check or do something else. So anyways, audio is horrible. I apologize.
That's going to
As
be
far
the
as the
video
other
of yours
thing-
that I recommend to people.
Somebody link that in the chat right now so we can get it queued up.
If you don't like me at my DaVinci Resolve bitrate crush, you don't deserve me at my perfect 4K audio.
Man, DaVinci Resolve did me wrong on that one. I'm not gonna lie, because like I go in the studio and I'm like, the audio, it's not great, but I fixed it for the most part. Like it's listenable, and then whatever came out, I don't know what this garbage is, but hot trash. So, anyways, I like Hot Wheels stuff. I like, especially like I like cars, like the actual cars from like movies, TV shows, whatever the case is that I'm interested in, not just any random one. You're not going to find like a kit from Knight Rider, because I'm not a Knight Rider fan. But Ghostbusters. Oh, you can't see that. Never mind. Here, love Ghostbusters. So Ghostbuster car. Here, we'll just take a room tour. We'll just move. Here we go. So statues.
Wow,
Batman.
I love the Optimus Prime over there.
Yeah, he's broken. Poor buddy.
Oh.
That Storm's actually broken too. But yeah, statues.
Those Batman black and whites are great.
Oh, I love
Those
them.
are cool.
I love them. There's a bunch of Ghostbusters. You can't see them, but there's a bunch of Ghostbusters action figures over there. There's some Iron Man action figures over there. There's the mask from The Mask. I collect a lot of stuff. So, but it's recently I've been going and doing pop culture things like DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks and CDs and like just a lot of that kind of like pop culture physical media stuff. I feel like my channel is kind of like slightly introducing that kind of stuff because that's other things that I like and I enjoy. So I think this will mainly still be a comic book channel because that takes up most of my time because that's what I like and I enjoy. But just introducing that other stuff that other people like as well, I feel like it'll help me connect on a different level on with the audience.
Yeah, I think I like to watch people who are passionate about what they're talking about, and it doesn't have to be necessarily what I'm into.
Yeah,
as long as like I'm interested because you're interested when you're talking about something.
Yeah.
I we've said it before, but like the way that you present on your channel is really authentic and it's fun to watch. So the idea that because you don't share a lot about who you are, the idea that you're going to poke around into those other areas is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. And I would recommend it. Yeah. I feel like stay a comic book channel because that's where you live, but don't be afraid to color outside the lines. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Not following the YouTube, when you hear people talk about YouTube, it's like pick a lane and stay in it, release your content, good thumbnail and a good description. Like I don't know how.
I've done that, and I mean it's like I'm here where I am now because of that. But like there's this other part of this, like I love physical media, and I think we should talk about it. So
yeah,
there's a lot of cool things that intertwine with this comic book stuff. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, I am fully on board for that. I want to ask one more question.
You're
or
a
just
liar.
make a comment. No, this is just it. And then I want to turn it over to you,
You're
showing
a
whatever
damn
books you
liar.
want.
I have a lot more questions.
I love you, Nate.
All right. My wife actually loves your channel. Like,
Oh, cool.
You're one of the ones. There's not many. Like, if I turn on comic book YouTube, she leaves the room most of the time. But you're one that she really likes. She's like, he's so cute, and I love it.
That's what makes me laugh.
But she loved when your wife interviewed you.
Oh.
That episode was really cool, and I think that's one of the reasons that like endeared her to you.
Yeah.
So and my wife would never do that. Like she would never put herself on camera or anything. So
No,
how
if
hard
his
was
wife
it?
is going to interview him, it's going to have to be me with a mop on my head.
So, how hard was it for you to convince her to do that? And what was her like reaction when it was all said and done?
As far as the interview goes, it was her idea.
Oh,
It was her idea to do the interview.
I thought that might be the case. She seems like she's really, really like into it. Like she shows up in your streams all the time.
She's one of my biggest
she's always in the
cheerleaders,
chat.
supporters, like everything. Like she's the reason I'm able to do a lot of this stuff. Like you're talking about earlier about, how do I have the time? It's because I have a loving, endearing wife that's very supportive of me in this time. That's the biggest reason why.
Yeah.
And like this with her actually started probably 2 years ago. I came home with like a Walmart mystery pack or something like that. And I think I jokingly offhanded said, "Hey, do you want to open this with me or whatever on camera?" And she's like, "Sure." I was like, "Are you being serious?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, like let's do it. I'd love to." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then we did several of the Walmart mystery packs, and they were fun, and they weren't live, so like we didn't have to worry about chat or nothing like that. But like her commentary, because she like doesn't have she's an extrovert, whereas I'm an introvert, and she has no like she has a filter, but like not because she just wants to have fun or whatever. And so like just the commentary she has on these covers and not knowing like about the characters and stuff, it's funny and it's fun. I got some of the ideas as well from Very Gary. He used to have his wife on doing these Name That Character. And so I actually did that with her once. And then she did a Name That Character against me where she came and she found like a bunch of like obscure Silver Age Marvel villains and was like showing me these pictures. And I think at one point I said, "What the F is this?"
Great.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's a funny one, especially for y'all. Y'all like the obscure and whatnot like that. Y'all would probably really enjoy that video.
I'm gonna have to find that video.
I am too.
But yeah.
How long? I've got one more question. How long?
Wow.
How long have you been doing YouTube?
I think I think year 4 starts in July.
Oh wow!
I think year 4 starts in July. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you got some deep cuts that I definitely have not seen then.
Yeah. There's some really bad ones in there. There's some really bad ones in there, Morty. So.
Oh no, I am just one more thing. I am done asking questions. I would like you to have a chance to show some things off because I know you brought some books and you went to the Huntsville Con, and I would love to see what you brought to show us.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all interrupt me as I show them. You're more than welcome to. It's not going to bother me.
Will do.
I'm still listening. Let me hop up and grab a coffee really quick.
Go for it.
All right. This is to help with glare. We'll see how this works.
Okay.
So the very first book that I got from the con yesterday, we're talking about Mark Spears earlier. Here is the con exclusive, which is the Thundercats Lion-O Mark Spears variant.
That is pretty dang good.
Yeah. I got Kevin Eastman's like a couple years ago when he came. He did a con exclusive, and I'm a big Turtles fan.
I am too.
And with this being Lion-O, I'm a Thundercats fan as well. I was like, let's go ahead and get that. Let's do that. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Let's see. I tried to bring some like obscure stuff that like either I collect or I think y'all like. So yeah. Here's something. Dexter, number 1. It's the first appearance of Dexter in comic books. I love that TV show. It's one of my favorites. And he's got like 2 like limited series essentially. They're like 5 issues apiece. And these are hard books to find, and I don't know. I enjoy Dexter. So
I do too. I read the first couple of novels.
yeah. Those are really good.
They were really good.
They are really good.
Darkly Dreaming Dexter, and I can't remember the second one, but yeah, great book, great show early on. But I love it.
A lot of people know the Ghost Rider, but they don't know of this Ghost Rider, and so this is the Ghost Rider that I collect, and it's the Western Ghost Rider, and he's not the Spirit of Vengeance or anything like that, but he's Carter Slade. He was actually featured in the first Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie, the old caretaker that gets on the horse and flames out. That's
Sam Elliott guy, right?
That's this guy right here. So he doesn't flame out or nothing like that. He doesn't have, but it's just one of the original Ghost Riders. There's actually a Golden Age Ghost Rider that's a Western too. That's like his uncle or something like that. But that's the one I go for. And then his stories are reprinted in these Knight Rider books and these are hard to find and they're expensive. So if you find them in a dollar bin, you like Westerns, this is something right here.
Okay. Yeah, I do not know much about, especially the Western Ghost Rider at all.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just weird Western stories.
Yeah, but that's cool. I need to know more, I think.
Strange Adventures. This is the second appearance of Dead Man. Dead Man's a character nobody really talks about. I would love to see Dead Man in his own show or something to that effect.
Hell yes.
I would like, I don't know, Boston Brad. I like the idea of the character. I've read a few. I found this at the con yesterday. I think this was either $1 or it was 50 cents or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good little mini series. Luis Garcia Lopez's art is so good. Nice.
So yeah, I had issue number 2, and I found 1, 3, and 4.
Perfect.
And I was like, yes, let's go ahead and let's complete that and let's be done with that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, very cool.
I think with James Gunn being the showrunner for DC now, like I think Dead Man has a really good shot at showing up.
I think with James Gunn, anything of the weird and deep cut, there's definitely a good chance of them showing up. So I agree with you, Hagen. I want, so here's my pitch for a Dead Man TV show. And I've said this several times over. I want Dead Man in a Quantum Leap style show. Yes. That's what I want. And I want him chasing after Gentleman Ghost. That's the show that I want.
Yes. That's it. That's one sentence. That's all you need.
Dead Man is Quantum Leap going across state or whatever. Now. Yes. Going from body to body to chase after Gentleman Ghost. I think that's fantastic. Let's see. These were like Silver Bronze Age, I guess, Action Comics that were in a dollar bin. I don't like Superman. Y'all all know this.
What?
But
that was in a dollar bin?
It's got bad water damage. And so that's the only thing I could figure out is they just had water damage. But for $1, I don't know. I'm going to use them to try and figure out some cleaning solutions because cool. I need books that are old that I don't really necessarily care about to clean and stuff. So
sure.
So yeah, Action Comics, and I thought they were cool covers. Let's see. This is something I picked up for 50 cents a piece, and it has a really cool premise. It's called Department H. It's written by Matt Kind, and I've read one of his stories before called Fear Case. This is the variant. Apologies. This is a variant by Jeff Lemire, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's about a murder that happened 6 miles under the ocean, as the cover says. and I think it's the daughter that's coming down to investigate it. I don't know. It sounded cool. 50 cents a piece. This was optioned at one point in time, but the book that I read before was called Fear Case. Have y'all read that?
No.
It's a 4-issue like series, and I did not like it. I think it's because the artwork was like very jarring, and I'm more of an artwork guy than I am a story guy. But yeah, I just, it was miserable. So I'm hoping this is not miserable.
Yeah, the concept sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'm hoping this is not miserable. That is a very low bar to clear.
I'm just saying.
Did you say it was called Fear Case?
Fear Case, yes.
Fear Case. I'm just, whenever somebody says this thing is horrible, I'm immediately very interested in it.
I am too. Like, I want to see how bad this artwork is.
Oh, I don't think I have one near me.
Yep, it's on my list now.
Let's see. $6 Million Man. First appearance.
Very cool.
My wife actually found this and was like, "Hey, look!" And I was like, "Hey, that's a key." So
that's cool.
I think we picked it up for like $5 or $6. Shout out to Dope Comics. Shout out to Eric at SideQuest Comics because he just recently got into this. But Silver Coin, best horror anthology series there is. There's like, is it perfect? No. Like, there's a couple issues that you have to like pass on or whatever. But in general, this is fantastic. Absolutely, positively fantastic. I think it's like 12 issues long. Like, if it was in hardcover, I would buy the hardcover book covering all this. So, love it.
I shouted you out when they started talking about it because you were the first person that I ever met talking about it, and then like the next week I found a couple issues in a dollar bin too.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, you can find them. Yeah,
I can't wait.
They're so good. And you don't have to have read any, like, you can pick any issue up. It's a true anthology. You can pick any issue up and go with it. You don't have to do anything. Like, you could pick up issue 8 and not have read any of the other ones and you're good to go. Like, it is a true anthology. It's all you need to know is the coin is cursed. So, and within that 12 issues, they do an origin of the coin, which is crazy as well.
Do you have, since it's an anthology, do you have like an issue or a particular story that sticks out to you where you're like, if I were to pitch you to only read one, it would be this?
Yeah. In fact, Eric, I think, read it. It's the World War II story. I can't remember what issue number it is, but basically one of the allies gets the coin, and he starts seeing visions of like Nazi zombies. And just starts murdering all these Nazi zombies. And then, of course, it's the coin. It's the monkey paw or whatever the case is. So there's a twist. And it's like, oh! Like, yeah. No, it's a good one. I've been... Like, there's a cover... I love the cover on that. I love everything about that one single issue. It is fantastic.
Eric, I see you in the chat. If you know which issue he's talking about, would you drop it in the chat and also like DM me on Instagram and tell me which one it is because I want to read it.
And Eric from 9 Panel Grid said Silver Coin's coming back maybe later this year.
Oh, nice.
So that's
I need
cool.
a hardcover. I need hardcover of it. I need a hardcover. Like I just do. I think there's like 2 issues left that I need to like have all 12, but. This is from Bad Idea, and it's just absurd. So I think it's right up y'all's alley.
Yeah,
And
Sure.
And we're talking about on the podcast this being our Christmas special. So don't hold your breath though. Like maybe it will be, maybe it won't. But I'm thinking this may be our Christmas special. It's called Sleigh Bells, and I've not read the story yet. However, I have read the first part of it, and it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. So, this right here, it's a one shot. This is all you need. Is this one book?
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, I collect Christmas issues, and Santa Claus with guns is always an instant buy.
Right?
So that looks
Right?
great. Look at him.
Yep, I wrote it.
I'm
down.
getting these toys to these kids no matter what. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say what happens in the first part, but I don't because I don't want to ruin it. So, one of my favorite indies of all time. Like I'm waiting for the day my son I feel like is age appropriate to read it, and it's Twig. And not that anything's wrong with Twig or anything like that, but like the first issue, I was like, my son's gonna love this. I'm gonna love giving it to him, all of the other jazz. And then there's like a decayed body at the very end. It's just bones, but it's like, okay, he was 8 or 9 at the time. I was like, that's not really appropriate for him right now. So, but Twig, God, I love this story. I love it. Artwork is fantastic. We did a review of this on the podcast. It's great. It's a great book.
I think Mon Comics was the first person to that I heard mention that, and he also said that it was really really good.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, he heard it from our podcast, and he went out and got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
see, look at you. You're
doing
getting us
stuff.
all hooked. Silver coin, Twig.
Sorry.
No, you're good. We've already gone over this. Ghostbusters fan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. Like, why not have them team up? That's, you know.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
So yes, I'm. These are hard to find, and yeah, it's just fun.
They are hard to find. I found those at a half price books, but they had it in the like lockaway section.
Yeah.
They wanted $15 a book.
Yeah.
No
I
way.
think I got lucky at like $3 or something like that for this one, or something, maybe
I can do
$5. So I was like, considering I don't find them, like those or the Ghostbusters Transform books, those are hard to find too. And I've got like 1 or 2 of those, but I'm not a big Transformers fan. All right.
That hurt me to my core, but we're just going to move on from that.
I'm sorry, Hagen.
I'm
not a G.I. Joe fan either. I was the other spectrum. Like there was the G.I. Joe fans, and there was the Transformers fans, and I'm over here with my TMNT and my Thundercats, and I'm like, just y'all leave me alone with my anamorphic characters. Just
yeah, that's interesting because like TMNT, I watched the cartoon growing up, but I've had zero interest whatsoever in Thundercats at all.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
don't get the new stuff. Don't.
Yeah, I have heard it is nothing but terrible.
I was a diehard fan, and I was going down with the ship until the most recent issue, where like y'all know how dope on one comic book for the Hulk was like smash bad dog, and all, like he was talking about the comic like no, this was Snarf saying Snarf throughout the whole effing issue, and I was like, this is it. This is where I get off. I can't do this anymore for $4 or $5 a book.
Right?
No, get the F out of here. Like I can't do this.
I
have some self-respect. Damn it.
Right. I mean, not a lot, right? Like you stuck with how many issues did you buy that you hated? Most of them, right?
Right. No, yeah, I think I have like up to 16 coming to me. So like, cause I have to pre-order stuff because I don't have like an LCS. So like I buy all my comics online, and yeah, I'm pre-ordered up to like issue 16. So,
my condolences.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, the money's
rough.
already there, so I'll read them and then I'll be happy I'm done and over with. TMNT #1. This is like the 4th, 5th printing, one of those.
Fifth, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. It's a great cover though, man. That's so cool.
And Shredder's on the back. I think this is like the first cover appearance of Shredder, if I remember right. If you haven't seen it, then here it is.
Yes.
It's a nice little wraparound cover.
So cool.
Very cool.
Love that.
Yeah, I think I've got half of the first volume. So, still looking for those random issues here and there. They can be expensive, but
later
when I find
issues,
them,
like the ones 40 to 50. Holy cow!
Yeah, City of War,
expensive. Good Lord.
They're all black. I think the print count went down or something, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they are expensive. I'm not doing that right now. It's getting on my nerves. Michael Myers. Love me some Michael Myers. So going along with our killers earlier with Dexter, Halloween, These are hard to find as well. I need to get his first appearance in comic books. Shout out to SFawn82. I know he's got one. He's got it like in a 9/8. It's a freaking fantastic copy. But yeah, love me some Michael Myers. Love the comic books. I haven't read them, but I love the cover. The covers are all freaking awesome. Speaking of awesome covers and awesome artists, Alex Ross on The Immortal Hulk. This was like $1 yesterday. And I was like, I can't leave this for $1.
No, you can't. Nice pickup there.
This woman here is not playing with the Hulk. Like, she don't care. She will throw that hot coffee in his face.
5% tip? Really?
Like, she said, "You don't want no problems."
No, I've said it before. I would put the fate of the universe on the line, like based on the fighting skills of the average Waffle House workforce. Like, they are not to be fucked with.
Oh,
That's funny.
that is a true statement.
Astonishing X-Men #4. This was a hot book there for a little bit. This features the first appearance of Armor. I picked this up yesterday for $1, along with her first cover appearance. So I thought that was a cool little grab. Yeah.
I have heard rumors that she will be coming to Marvel Rivals. Like they've creeped through the data, and her bio and things are there. So if that is true, that book could really spike.
That's new information for me, because I didn't even know that. I picked it up just because, like, when Peach Momoko did her, was it Ultimate X-Men or something like that? Like, Armor was like the main focus. And so I was like, maybe they'll do something, maybe they won't. We'll see. But for $1, it's worth the risk. Yeah.
The only book that I have like serious regret at having not bought is frickin' West Coast Avengers 7, because I had it in my cart at $3, and then Marvel Rivals dropped, and now it's like $200, and I'm not. You can't make me. I'm not doing it. But I would love to have Jeff the Land Shark's first appearance. I'm never gonna have it. It pisses me off, but
no,
that would be really cool.
That's one of my pet peeves, is when everybody's like, "I'll never have this book," and like,
I will never have it at that price. Like, if
Correct.
I find it in a dollar bin, like, done.
Right. I was gonna say, like, the universe sometimes speaks, and it's just like, here's Jeff the Land Shark, and you're like, you know what I mean?
And that's a book that, like, I'm sorry, it's in dollar bins because people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and you got a chance of coming across that one for a decent price still.
And I'm curious if there's any variants to that one. I haven't looked to see if there's any variants on that book or not. But a lot of times, like, when a book gets hot, especially the Joker, the Batman Who Laughs, there was a variant for that. I found it in a dollar bin like last year's con, and people went right by it because it didn't have the same cover that everybody was looking for.
Right.
It was a B cover. So here's something weird, and this is something that was rumored to be coming out from Marvel. They had to put it to the wayside, but it's Terror Inc. And the cover is just fantastic. It was 50 cents. The synopsis that I read about this character is that he's some decaying corpse, and he steals body parts from people so that he can use their powers and stuff like that. So I don't know what his objective is, and I don't know how they were going to do this on Disney Plus and it be okay. But yeah, that's what he does, is he takes body parts so that he can, like, have powers and stuff.
Is that slated to be part of a show or something?
There was a show lined up for Disney Plus called Terror Inc. And there's 2 volumes. There's this max volume right here, and then there's an earlier, like, I think Bronze Age or Copper Age Terror Inc. And this is only 5 issues long. And the bronze one's like 12 issues long, but I'm pretty positive it deals with the same character. So, but at 50 cents a piece, I was like, look, he's missing an arm.
Right.
He's got to get one.
Yeah, I remember this book. I never read it, but I remember it being on the shelves.
No, I never even heard of it until I saw where they were like, they put, it was Terror Inc., Nova, and something else on hold, and I can't remember what that third thing was. I want to say it was Champions. Not Champions, Young Avengers. I want to say it was Young Avengers
Oh,
that they
yeah,
put
yeah,
on
yeah.
hold. And I was like, Terror Inc. And so I found those and I was like, oh, cool. 50 cents. Yes, please. This was probably my biggest win. I have no idea yesterday. I have no idea what the comps are on it now. But the cover's fantastic and it's relevant to Daredevil. This is Daredevil number 14, the first cover appearance of Muse.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
For $1, I was like, yes, please. Like this is where I live. So
Yeah, that's
very
really cool.
And then like some the main events as far as like what I mainly collect or whatever, it's mainly Iron Man. And so I'm before yesterday, I was 22 issues to being the complete first volume of Iron Man. And I had already ordered and just been waiting on 5 issues to come in, which would put me down to what, like 17? And so then I picked up like another 4. So Iron Man number 28.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Another
face melting.
That what is your little phrase that I stole about Mylar being beer goggles?
Oh,
or
yes.
comic books. I mean, that looks so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got like a chip or something over here, but like overall,
Doesn't matter. That's got really good color.
yeah.
That looks really good.
Number 27.
Firebrand.
Another number 10. And I might take these stickers off. I apologize, but here we are. Number 7.
DVD loves the Mandarin.
Man.
And then after...
well, hold on.
Go
Can
ahead.
you go back to that one? I have never heard of the Gladiator.
The Gladiator.
In my life.
Oh, so the Gladiator. You've seen Daredevil, right? Have you seen the Netflix show?
Yeah.
The guy who makes his suit, Melvin.
Oh.
That's
okay.
him.
Okay.
Is that him?
I'm pretty sure.
See, I thought that was going to be Stiltman.
I thought that was him because like the first time that he has an altercation with Daredevil, like he throws like a disc at him, or he throws a couple discs at him.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I thought that was a callback to that.
Because later on, they show him looking at, like, in his room, and he, like, stares, and they do a scene, like, stop on, like, the stilts for, like, Stiltman. So, I don't know. Either way, it's some obscure villain that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Eric from 9 Panel says it is Melvin Potter is the Gladiator.
Oh, nice.
But I want Stiltman in that Disney Plus show. Come on. we do deserve it. Make it cool or make it stupid. I don't care. I want it one way or the other, or both. Maybe there could be 2 Stiltmen. One stupid and one badass.
Let's get a Stiltman maxi series. 3 seasons minimum, 12 episodes apiece.
I love it.
Oh my god. After I get done with my Iron Man Volume 1, I'll be moving on to Tales of Suspense, and so I picked up 2 of those, one of them being issue 93.
Oh my god, you and I are doing the exact same thing. So,
Are we?
Yeah, so I am 7 issues away from having the complete Cap Volume 1 run. And when I'm done with that, I'm gonna finish out Tales of Suspense. And I only have, or not all of Tales of Suspense, but from like 58 to 99. And I only have like 10 of those or something like that. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you and I are doing the exact same thing, but for the 2 different characters in Tales of Suspense.
Yeah, so I think my Iron Man count is now at, with those 4, it puts me at like 13 left. So pretty excited about that. Mr. Aiken's got a really big jump on me because he's older, but yeah. Tales of Suspense number 76. This features the first appearance of Batrick the Leaper. Saw him in Captain America Winter Soldier. He was the first fight of that. And then also in that horrible Disney Plus show of Falcon and Winter Soldier, he was like the main villain, but not. Or a main villain, but not. So, yeah. There's Mr. Akins. I talked about.
I did not hate the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't like parts of it for sure, but like it didn't. I don't know. I don't want to go down a whole rabbit hole with that, but I all of the
now I
Disney
do.
shows for the most part, I found things I could like about it.
There's things that I liked about it. I hated the like it was pointless. It was pointless to watch for me because like we summed up Falcon and the Winter Soldier in Captain America: Brave New World in just a 5-minute conversation between Bucky and Sam, and I'm like, what's the point of watching it?
Yeah, it was. There were moments that I liked. There were long stretches of time where I was like, I don't care, and like I'm the person who is most likely to care, and I don't care. I just don't care.
Well, that one and Secret Invasion to me both felt like they were writing the show as they were making it. Like you know, like they didn't have a target,
I'm
and
not
so they didn't know
Secret
what they were.
Invasion had writers.
I'm not either. And I don't know how it ended because I quit watching it after like the 3rd episode. I was completely out. I did not care.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
All you have to know is Rhodey was a Skrull.
It's a damn shame.
That's all you have to know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they went the route they did with Captain America: Brave New World. I actually enjoyed that movie for the most part. I have my little quibbles with it and beefs with it. Like I love the leader's one of my favorite characters, like villains, and I don't like his appearance in it at all. But I love the confidence they gave Sam in this movie. That's what I was missing from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Like, that's what I was missing. Like, Sam had no confidence, and I understood his, like, living up to that, to Steve Rogers' I understood that, but hot damn did they harp on it too much. Like, I need him to be a man, I need him to be strong, and I need him to be like, you know what, F it, I'm doing this.
Well, it needed to be an arc, and it was like you're right, it was so flat through almost all of it until the last episode when he puts on the new suit.
Right.
There was no growth of him because he is a soldier. He is a superhero. He should be confident and have that legacy weigh on him, which they did, but they did make it run through the entire show in a way that was like, it dragged. It definitely was. All the Disney shows can be very draggy. Yeah. Even this last season of Daredevil, which I liked for the most part, was very draggy at times.
It can be, yeah. I like Giancarlo Esposito. I like that he's a villain. I know some people were like, this is stupid, this is just to get money or whatever, but I'm telling you right now, they could build Giancarlo Esposito to be like the 3rd act villain for Sam. And he needs that. Like, he needs his Red Skull or whatever the case is. And I feel like with him, they could do that. Where, like, he's just a menace throughout TV shows and throughout, like, movies for Sam. And then, like, the final one be like, that's the battle. You know what I mean? Like that. And that could be really good.
I really want, and I know that this isn't what they would do, but I would love a doofy serpent society, and I would really want to see Diamondback show up. But yeah, I know that they're going to make it serious, and I just want it to be like, I just want it to be doofy.
I think Luke Cage ruined that for you.
Yeah,
I think Netflix Luke Cage ruined that for you. I'm sorry.
Probably.
That's another show that I didn't finish. I really liked the actor. I liked him in Jessica Jones. His own show like just didn't catch me.
Yeah, Michael Coulter is a really good actor. I'd love to see him come back as Luke Cage. First season of all you need to watch with Luke Cage Netflix. All I can recommend is Mahershala Ali. Once Mahershala Ali leaves the season, you can just hang it up. Don't worry about it. It's the same with Daredevil season 2. Once Frank Castle's not in it, just don't worry about Elektra. Don't worry about the rest of that season. There's one episode afterwards, and that's where Daredevil's fighting the Hand and Frank comes back to help. But after that, no. Just move on.
After that is when you can have it playing like while you're vacuuming.
Yes.
Chores or,
yes.
Whatever.
Folding laundry. Yeah.
So it's there.
You get an
Just
overview.
background noise.
Exactly.
Well,
That's funny.
did you? I feel like I interrupted you. Did you have more books you wanted to show?
Oh, I ran
That you
through them,
picked up?
bro.
Okay,
I mean, yeah, I went through them all. So
awesome. So you went to Huntsville. You had a good time.
I
You got
did.
some great books. Did you go? Was it a 3-day show? Did you go Friday and Saturday, or just one day?
I just went the one day with as big as it's getting and as many people that are that because there were so many people there. I may have to start doing like a VIP weekend and like get a hotel room and stuff to go because like I really enjoy that con. It's a really good one. I was supposed to meet Vincent D'Onofrio there and have him sign my
Oh,
Blu-ray copy of season 1 Daredevil from the Netflix show, and that bastard I guess decided he wasn't going to come like a week or two ago.
oh,
So, and I didn't get memo of that. Not that I'm anything special, but usually I keep up with their Facebook. They're usually really good about like,
right.
hey, this person is not going to show up because of scheduling conflicts. And I never saw anything. And so I walked around the celebrity thing like 2 or 3 times trying to find Vincent D'Onofrio, and he was not there.
Oh, that sucks.
That
Yeah.
really sucks. I'm just picturing you like the John Travolta meme from Pulp Fiction.
No, that was me, just bald. Yeah, that was exactly what it was. And like I'm the idiot because I'm short too. So like I'm like 5'7", and so I'm walking around and I'm like, okay, that's not him. That's not him. Like I'm having to point to make sure I look at every single sign so that I know. Yes, Weird Al was here this year. Yes.
And so, what was his? As a kid, I was in the Weird Al fan club. That's how cool I was. I still have the letter somewhere. Like that would have been. I would have waited in that line forever. I just
Hey.
hear he is a wonderful human being.
Amish Paradise and White and Nerdy, absolutely.
I gave my parents home computer about 38 different kinds of viruses downloading Weird Al from FrostWire. I am an authentic Weird Al fan.
So I mean, he still puts things out. I can't get into like the modern parodies because modern music is so disjointed from like the algorithm gives you music that the algorithm controls all. So it's just not the same era. But my son at 10 years old, like he likes to listen to the old ones that he put out that I have CDs and freaking cassette tapes, but also just watching them on YouTube, like it still appeals to anybody who likes to laugh today.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's definitely timeless as far as humor. So like, I'm fat or the fat song or whatever.
Oh, God.
The Michael Jackson parodies. I think like all that kind of stuff. I mean, he chose songs that would like, whether it was known for him or not, that would last. So. I was in line to meet Chris Claremont, and there was a guy behind me, and he had seen Weird Al earlier in the day, and he said he was a delight. He was fantastic. So
Awesome.
I've always heard that he was really nice, really cool guy. Chris Claremont was pretty cool. The first time I've ever met him, I got him to sign an Iron Man book because it's the one and only Iron Man book that I know that he's wrote on.
Wow.
And he picked up, he's like, oh, I haven't seen this in a long time. I was like, I was hoping you would say that.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
That
I
is
was like,
super cool.
it's not mutant oriented. So there you go. Congratulations, Chris.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I saw his name on a DC book not too long ago, and that really shocked me.
He did a Predator versus Alien book as well, like a series. And I was like,
Okay.
really? This is Chris Claremont? So it's very wordy, and I've not really dug into it, but
It always is.
I was interested. I thanked him for God Loves Man Kills because that's one of my favorite books by him.
It's on my
Favorite
list to
stories.
read.
It's on your list to read?
It's on my list to read because Eric from SideQuest. That's his like X-Men recommendation. He said,
It's
read that.
very-
You like that.
Very
You
good.
like some X-Men stuff. Yeah.
Very good. It's a very good story. Yeah. Claremont was probably thrilled to sign in on it. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking he may be tired of, because like everybody before me had like X-Men, Wolverine. It was like the Rogue, the Wolverine with Frank Miller. That like it was all that stuff just repeated over and over and over again. I was like, here you go. Here's something different.
And so I think we talked about both of these, Weird Al and Mark Spears backstage. But Mark Spears, you said, is a local boy from Alabama.
Yep.
What was his line like? What was his appearance like at the show?
Friday night, his appearance, there was a 3-hour line wait for on Friday night. So opening night, 3-hour line wait for his stuff. That's per him on IG, if I remember right. So you can find that over there. I didn't get to meet him. The way they did their lines was wonky, and I don't know if that's Mark. I don't know if that was just the way that they were doing it. I don't know. But there was a line to buy products, and then there was a line to like books and T-shirts and whatever else, and then there was a line to buy to get signatures, and they were two separate lines. And I was like,
Okay.
that's odd.
Right.
And so, but that was also the way the guy put it to me. So it may have been his mistake. He may have been like, if you just want to buy a book, go here. If you want a signature and a book, go here. That's not what he said, but
Right.
that's normal. Like that, to me, that's normal. It's like, if you want to get a book and a signature, you go over here. Anyways, I don't know anything to say about, like, he was there. He had a presence the entire time. He had a line the entire time. Like, it was popping. And yeah, he was... Poor Mike Grail, he didn't even get over there in the celebrity section.
Oh.
He was over in like another section, like no banner, no nothing. I don't know if he just didn't want the spotlight. But yeah, poor Mike Grail.
That kind of breaks my heart. Mike Grell's going to be at Heroes Con, and he's one of the ones I am definitely going to go see.
Nice. His signature was $30 here, and I was like, "Ooh, bro," because I already had one, but it was one that I'd won from, shout out to Comic Bookworm. He did a competition. TM Nerdy won it. Shout out to him. And TM Nerdy had him prize tag it to me because he knew I was an Iron Man fan. So that's how I acquired my Mike Grell signature. And I was going to go get another one and just have that experience. And then I saw it was $30. And I was like, I don't know that I want to experience that for $30. So
Yeah.
I did not.
I have the first issue special, first appearance of Warlord, one of my favorite runs. I've been putting together. Eric and I from SideQuest, we will probably be in that line together to pay our $30 because I want his signature on that book, and I really do enjoy it a lot.
Well, and that's what I wanted to talk to him, really. And I guess I could have just gone over there and talked to him, but I didn't want to waste his time either, like, if he's trying to get money. But, like, I wanted to be like, hey, look, how was it writing Iron Man, who's a very tech-oriented character, when you're known for, like, Warlord and Green Arrow, like, these very not tech people? Like, that's... I don't know, that was interesting.
Yeah. And usually, like, low tech is part of his theme too, right? Like, Warlord comes from the modern era, but he ends up in a fantasy place. Like, I feel like Mike Grell, like, kind of likes that stripped down aspect.
Yeah.
Even he wrote a spy. I know Matt from Matt Likes Comics talks about John Sable, but even that was just like, I don't think it was very James Bondy. I think it was, mostly like a guy with a gun sneaking around, not gadgets or things.
Yeah. I haven't read his run yet. I have it all, but it's almost like 20 issues. So, like, he was on a almost like a 20 issue run of, like, Iron Man, and I'm like, I need to read that now, really, because, like,
yeah,
that's weird.
I had no idea he had written Iron Man.
Yeah,
I think that's cool. Like, that's something I would not mind checking out myself.
Nice,
really cool. All right, I think we're probably coming down towards the end. We've talked for a long time. Is there anything anyone else wants to bring up? No, I'm having a blast. I don't want to stop or rush anybody, but I also know that you have a show to get ready for tonight.
Oh yeah. That old thing. That's funny.
Made you get up early. Now you're gonna stay up late.
Oh no.
But what do you have coming up on the 22 Comics YouTube channel or the Comically Comics podcast that you'd like to talk about?
So podcast wise, tonight we're recording a news episode, catching up on all the trailers and stuff that have dropped. Tomorrow, the podcast will drop of the finale of Daredevil, our review of that. So if you've been watching Daredevil, go check that out. It's on all podcatchers, Apple, Spotify, Amazon. It'll be on our YouTube channel coming up this Wednesday. So if you're a YouTube person, you only want to listen to it on YouTube, there's a good alternative for you there. Tomorrow night, I'll have my top 10 alternatives, God willing. So we'll see how that goes. And then Wednesday, I'll have my top 10 undervalued Batman villains. So that's a pre-record that I did, and it's edited. It's all ready to go. It'll be on. It'll be out this Wednesday. So if you're a Batman fan and you want to get into Batman Rogues villains, most of them that I show are like, I think, pretty cool villains, and they're under $50. And then there's like a couple that are like 100 and below. So like, I feel like it's a good way to start if you're into Batman Rogue villains.
That's really
and
cool.
Are you going to talk about the Eraser? You have to talk about the Eraser.
I did not talk about the Eraser. I'm sorry. The Eraser did not make the cut.
Hold on a second. Let me just unsubscribe from your channel.
Funny enough, Condiment King almost did. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it just as humorous, but I was just
it
like,
would have been on my list. So stupid.
So yeah, and then hopefully I'll see Thunderbolts here the upcoming weekends. We're gonna be doing a review of that on the podcast. Somebody said something about Free Comic Book Day. I have a key and speculation for Free Comic Book Day. So if you're into that kind of stuff, there's a video of that already up on my channel. Yeah. And then I'll probably be doing Collecting Uncensored at some point in time this month. It just depends on if I reach out to anybody, I guess. So
are you what is your like you guys like to do your whelmed. I love your whelmed continuum. What is your whelmed level for Thunderbolts right now? Like as far as like where you feel like you to go in, how are you feeling going in before?
I'm cautiously whelmed.
Cautiously
cautiously
I like
whelmed.
it.
Yes, cautiously whelmed. A lot of things Marvel lately, especially on trailers, we've been cautiously whelmed on because it's like the people at Marvel, their trailer department is top notch. They're doing fantastic at getting me hyped for everything that comes out. It's just they're not delivering, and so it's like, yes, I want to be pleasantly whelmed, overly whelmed, all these things because I see the trailer, but then I'm like reminding myself, yo, this is Marvel right now, and I'm like, ooh, I'm cautiously whelmed. Like,
yeah, I'm hopefully whelmed. Like, I think Thunderbolts has the potential to be the sleeper of the summer, like the one nobody saw coming because the characters are so C-list. It feels like it could be not Guardians level of like, acceptance or like hype and it's going to get 3 movies or anything, but I think it could be a lot of fun that you don't expect.
I just think the concept of Red Guardian fighting Sentry is really, really funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like, I am cautiously whelmed like you, 22. Like I'm not expecting anything, but like it would be nice,
Yes. It would be nice if that was a fun movie.
One of the things is I don't like as far as like Marvel's marketing of this is we know one of them's not going to make it out. And if you've paid attention, then you know who that is. And it's like, oh.
Well, I have not paid attention. I miss crap all the time. People are like, oh, did you see this in the trailer? Nope. I mean, I too often I am watching crap on the surface. Subtext escapes me. Sneaky stuff is. I'm just not.
That's me a lot of times.
Hell,
too.
I didn't know it was the Sentry until like a couple of weeks ago. People have been talking about it. I had no idea.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, good Lord. Next week, on this show, we're gonna have Chonko as our guest.
Chonko, yes.
Chonko from Chonko's Comics and Nerd Culture. And then and that'll be on Hagen's channel. So that'll be on Lettuce Comics next week. On Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on my channel, we've got the FOMO Squad hangout, and we're going to be joined by this guy, Justin Birch from Justin Birch Letters, which is going to be Pretty dang fun to talk to somebody who works in the industry, but he's also bringing some things, like he's a collector. He loves this stuff, so he's bringing some stuff to share with us as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what I got. So 22, I am looking forward to the videos that you mentioned. I always look forward to the Monday night show. Unfortunately, with school and our time zones being a little bit different, I can rarely catch them live anymore. But summer is fast approaching.
No worries, man. No worries. I appreciate you regardless, man.
Well, we appreciate you too, man. And thanks for being flexible, like, finding a time that worked for you to be on. I mean, I reached out to you a couple of weeks ago, and we just, with holidays and things, we just couldn't make things work. But this was really cool that we were able to make this work. So I really appreciate you getting up early and doing this. This was just fun. This was just a fun conversation. We're gonna have to do it again at our next opportunity as soon as we can, because this was a blast.
Absolutely. No, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it, man. This is awesome. I'll do it whenever.
Okay. Hagen, you got anything to add before we close this out?
No, I'm just hanging out with you. So
all right. And I'm just hanging out with you. Actually, we'll be hanging out real soon. Pretty dang. He's coming up here. He's coming up to my neck of the woods. He's going to stay in this house. We'll have two friends in this room together at the end of this month for the Indy 500, which he's going to go to, and I'm not. But I'm really looking forward to that hangout. So, all right. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys being here and watching, and we'll see you next Sunday on Hagen's channel with Chonko. So have a good Sunday, everybody, and a good week. And please check us out on our other streams and videos and things. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.